Yeah, no, I mean, I think the biggest trend here is, when we discuss this red pill moment, it's not even necessarily arriving at a conclusion. That's an individual journey, but it comes with questioning. It comes with saying, "Hey, we were never allowed to question this thing." The media that talked about WMDs, the media that talked about whether or not you should stay home and wear a mask and, might as well wear a condom while you're sleeping too. It was the
Your
schools you're not
seatbelt
allowed to
also.
question.
You
Your
need to have
seatbelt
your seatbelt
also.
on. Yeah, while you're watching TV at home, okay? Just to be safe.
Yeah.
So,
But it's the schools, it's the government, it's the institutions. I mean, it comes when you start to accept that maybe what I'm being told is not truthful and maybe it's not for my best interest. I've seen way more people arrive at my conclusions not by just agreeing with everything that I believe and everything I say, but by asking the questions themselves.
100%. A couple of other big red pill moments for, I would say, Western society would be the food supply, the industrialization of food. If you look at the food pyramid and what we were taught in school as the basis of what our diet should be, which is basically wheat that they spray Monsanto on and chemicals, and that's supposed to be like the basis for all children, like Lucky Charms and stuff like that. That's what you should be feeding your kids. And then healthy fats is the tip at the very end. You should be having fats, and it's like, let's turn this whole fucking thing upside down and do high quality protein and healthy fats. And you know like every time I meet a vegan, I'm like, Jesus, like what are you doing here? Like, okay, you want to do it for ethical reasons, fine, okay, I can accept that, but you're doing it for health reasons. Just look at B complex vitamins, all right? Just go and research where you get B complex vitamins from. It ain't from a piece of broccoli, okay? You're not going to be able to get it from some lettuce. So I think that a lot of people also come at this from the food supply. Another one that I can think of is through population. We're constantly told all day long, every day, that there's too many people on planet Earth. It's this Malthusian thought that there's finite resources in the universe and we're eating it all, and population is out of control and we're going to have billions upon billions upon billions of people, and we're all going to starve to death in famine. Well, quick side story about a friend of mine that I recently met when I was on a trip. And she was, let's see if I get this right. She was 27 or 28 when this happened. Her and her husband, who's maybe 4 years older, wanted to have a baby together. Okay. So she's 27 years old, very athletic, very, healthy looking individual. And they try for 2 years to get pregnant. Okay. And can't get pregnant. So she ends up having to do IVF at the age of 30 to have a child. So we're talking about it because I got lots of kids and family is very important to me. And I'm sitting back with the husband and wife and they're telling me this story. And they're like, yeah, we got vaccinated and it was impossible for us to conceive. Like, just could not. They tried and tried and tried, went to doctors. They did all the homeopathic remedies. They tried everything they could. They couldn't get pregnant. So they had to do IVF at 30. That's like absolutely
Well,
insane. So they tell you on one side that the population is growing so much, but if you actually look at the real statistics, population are collapsing everywhere in the world. We're having a negative population. And as far as I know, the only one who's actually talking about it on a large stage is Elon. Elon's saying, hey, have more kids, have more kids, have more kids. We need lots of good minds out there, entrepreneurs who are going to solve problems. But this Malthusian type of globalist, you know, WEF people are saying there's too many people and you should feel guilty if you're bringing a child in. And it's like, sick.
well, you know what's funny too, Mikkel? Up until 5, 7, 10 years ago, we're trying for a baby. Yeah, I've never heard that before. Now, my friends who are, early 30s, that's what we're trying for a baby. 10 years ago is, oh, we're gonna have a kid. Yeah,
100%.
it's a weird, so, chalk that up to, probably all the above, but it's
Yeah, I would blame a couple of things. I would blame education for this. I would blame that there has been a brainwashing of people, especially through the universities that are controlled by the left, on there's too many people and finite resources, the scarcity mindset. I would blame the industrialization of the food and the chemicals that we spray and what goes into the water. I would blame the microplastics that is everywhere now, that nonstop you're consuming microplastics, which is
Yeah.
gross. I have steel water bottle. You should
Yeah,
switch over.
me too.
Yeah. Well,
No
get
plastic.
rid of Coca-Cola anyways, because that's not going to help
It,
things.
it's Coke Zero.
Plastic.
It's Coke Zero. It's Coke Zero.
No, it's
Lies.
still bad.
Yeah.
Still bad.
Aspartame is still going to sterilize you, bro. So when you add all of these types of things up, fertility rates, especially in the West, are collapsing. And I think a lot of people are coming to realization for this. I think this is going to be the next big red pill moment when it's like women are 45 and their opportunity to have a child is gone and they never got to have a kid. And they're going to, regret the decisions that they made during their lives.